work with pretty big companies, right? I mean, you got some really big clients.
Fortune 500s.
Yeah, you can't,
Nice.
and that's,
He has to be presentable.
you have to, and language and how you present yourself and the way you say things is so important. And that would be really tough. And people don't talk about it.
Yeah.
The evolution of AI.
It's a little scary though, because now people like one of my
steal
friends.
your identity and stuff.
Well, and your full voice. They'll pick up your voice and everything and the way you look and talk about blackmail. Like they can create videos and then that is not me.
Yeah, I think the whole schooling system is.
Yeah, I homeschool. I think it's garbage.
Kids are 11,
12 and 9, and I will. You couldn't
homeschools?
pay me. If you could say to me, I will give you an undisclosed, insane amount of money. You and your kin will never have to work again for the next several generations to put them back in school. And I would tell you, absolutely not.
Look at these and people at NVIDIA.
Yeah.
You know, the stock that went crazy. I mean, some of these like developers made $20 million.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just
So,
insane.
like-
and then you see their yachts when you're down here and you're like, wow.
Yeah, like this guy he made $20 million.
that's what you did.
Like that's good on its own.
Yeah.
But he was done at 5 every day.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Talking Teenies. I got my sexy ghost here, Ashley.
Hi guys, how are you?
What's up? And then our special guest,
We're really excited about this one.
Chris.
Schwenk.
What up, bro?
Said it right.
How'd I do?
Schwenk.
Yes,
Chris
you got it
Schwenk.
right.
Yes,
Chris
Cheers.
is awesome. Cheers
Yes.
to you.
Wow.
Yes.
And me not butchering
Yes.
yours.
Yes.
All right, Chris, what are you drinking?
Vodka soda.
Nice.
Yes.
Ashley, what you got in there? You made what I...
Take a sip.
Okay, she's
That's a
having...
mimosa.
Mimosa, and I'm having grapefruit with tequila.
So what you guys don't see is that we do a lot of filming in a day. And like we just have fun. So we drink several drinks.
But I cheated today. They
They
didn't know this until right now. I was putting protein, a protein drink,
calling
in
it an
mine.
espresso martini, and see the reason why
Smart.
we look
Exactly. It
different.
was a chocolate protein shake.
Yeah.
And then, so this is my first cocktail because I had to be fully prepared for Chris today.
Yeah, we did. We're excited to hear about you. Tell us a little bit about you.
Yes.
Yeah, so Chris Schwenk, call myself a tech
Schwenk.
jobber. I have the Tech Jobber podcast. Basically, I'm a tech careers expert. Help people get into tech or kind of level up once they are actually in. And kind of like the cost of stagnation in a career like that is just massive because you have to, as quickly as possible, get to the point where you're getting equity or stock options because that's when you're really like piling up the money. And some people in tech are making millions.
Yeah.
Other people are just, I've been in for 15 years. Some people are doing the same thing that they were doing 10 years ago and they're making just about the same money.
Wow.
And think about how, much less far money is going right now.
Yeah.
So you're like, you just can't do that. You have to find ways to add skills, add experience, and level up as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
And just and then once you get into that space where you have the stock options, you have the equity, maybe you had a 7-figure exit. Now you can kind of do whatever you want.
Yeah,
and
play
now
around.
You're an expert. Now
Yeah.
you can command way more money. You can, you want to live in Miami, you want to be at the beach every day. You can do stuff like that.
That's amazing.
So that's what I try to do is get people to that level as quickly as possible.
And
That's
I like
awesome.
that because a lot of people are very impatient. So, a lot of people are impatient on like when they start new businesses. Well, when am I going to start making the money? Like, when am I going to get up there? So just you saying, doing it as quick as possible, that is going to catch anyone's attention and they're going to want to learn that because people are impatient. They want to make that money and be successful and learn everything they need to know to kill it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think, especially in this town, obviously.
Yeah.
it's
This is
like,
a big one.
Miami.
Miami's huge.
well,
Yeah.
having a job is like so uncool, but I think things are going to swing back the other way where you're going to see like, oh, damn, like, I've been struggling with this business, barely getting by. Meanwhile, someone's at a job, they're done at 5,
Working is getting cool.
making more money than I made in this
working's getting
freaking
cool
business.
Yeah.
And they have stock options. Like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, wait a minute. Whoa, like, how do I do this?
Yeah.
So
That makes me happy to hear you say that. I feel like we need a little bit of it. I really do.
Yeah.
I think it's great to be able to work whenever you want, wherever you want. But sometimes I think that like discipline is a good thing.
Yeah.
And I miss it a little bit in the world, and there's so many innovative things coming out. I'm sure you deal with that like crazy. You are not am I wrong when I say you're not in an oversaturated market? You actually, I don't know, but correct me if I'm wrong. That seems like a very niche thing, right?
Yeah. No,
So
100%.
that's because it seems really tech anything baffles me.
I mean, hiring has gone down a lot.
Yeah.
but there's still tons of people getting hired, and
Yeah.
the supply and demand is still way off.
Mhm.
Where some jobs, like there's just no one to do them.
Yeah.
What kind of jobs are those?
It's just,
Good
it's
point.
very technical skill sets.
Yeah, which is tough. Detail work, right?
Yeah, but it's like, it doesn't take much. It's a couple week training.
Seriously?
And now you are one of just a few people in the country that can do this thing, and you can pretty much get hired like that.
And so that's amazing. So these people just reach out to you and you can help them discover some of the stuff. Like, does that how you?
So I work both ways. So I work with the companies. They have a need. They need someone that does XYZ in tech. I help find that person. And that's why I'm kind of aware of what skill sets, like, wait, there's no one's here to do this.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
a lot of foreigners come over and they will actually like fake experience.
Oh, interesting.
That's how
Oh.
that's how shallow the
Sounds
market
like
is.
Miami, the shady people.
Yes,
They fit right
But
in.
there's like a brilliance in there
because
too.
people, I know.
I mean,
it is.
really,
Fake it till you make it.
till you make it piece.
Yeah,
That's
that's what
a big
that's what
fake,
people do in
right?
acting.
Like you,
It's like job catfishing.
Yeah,
like
wow.
fake around and find out.
Wow.
Maybe that might be not such a great coined term because that's a big uh-oh if you fuck up, right?
Yeah, right. And that's why like I have to basically be a detective to
Ooh,
sniff
you
the
do.
stuff
I didn't
out.
even think of that.
That's great.
And it's like a nightmare. And it really just stems from not enough people having these skills.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's why I started to like coach people on like, yo, do this like
Yeah.
immediately. And this is how much you'll make, and you will be high. You'll never not have a job.
So you're giving the secrets away, basically.
Yeah. Well, it's self-serving for
Yeah.
sure. Because now I
Yeah.
have a talent pool to make money off the
Which is awesome
clients.
and
So-
brilliant.
So cool. And no one else is really doing a lot of, I mean, you don't hear about it as
Yeah.
much. If so, you probably do because it's like,
Yeah.
you know, you're in it. But for outsiders that know nothing about it, this isn't something like we have regular conversations
No,
on, like
no.
real
A lot of
estate.
people-
Everybody talks about real, you know, like
Right.
everything that's a national pastime is so oversaturated and crazy. This is something that I feel like is very, very neat.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know about it, but it's
Yeah.
a massive industry as far as recruiting and staffing and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been doing that for 15 years.
Wow.
And I was in Philly for a long time.
Is that where you're from?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Okay. So Philadelphia, we have one here and we're going to ask it. Best cheesesteak. Where are we going?
Oh, absolutely. Angelo's.
Okay.
Here in
'cause
Miami,
they're like,
Angelo?
Oh, in Miami? No, I don't know. I
In
would
Philly.
never eat a cheesesteak.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look at, see, I knew
No.
she was going to go there. I would never eat a cheesesteak in
That's
Philly. You heard it here,
hilarious.
or I mean,
absolutely
in
not.
Miami.
Yeah,
Cheesesteak in
no,
Miami.
I can't. Some of the pizza is okay. in
Damn, you guys
Yeah.
are making me hungry.
I
Shut
know, I'm
up.
starving. So, isn't there two rival companies?
Yeah.
People wanna know
So
this.
there's Pat's and Geno's. Those are kind of, I don't like them. I think they're garbage.
Okay.
But yeah, they open up across the street from each other. They've been around for like 60 years.
That's
Wait, they're across the
hilarious.
street from
They're
each other.
right
So
across the
they're
street from
rivals.
each
Yeah.
other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
so-
funny because gas stations do that. Like, you
Yep.
got the
Yeah.
Chevron and
So
Shell.
funny.
Like,
I get asked that all the time and I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't know why they think Midwesterners know
Yeah.
so much about East Coast stuff. I'm like, we know nothing
wait,
about
so what
it.
were you doing before this?
This is all I've done, really.
Oh, wow.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I grew up in South Jersey, moved into Philly.
Okay, Jersey boy.
Yeah. But it's
You
weird.
don't have the
South
accent.
Jersey. Yeah. So people are like, oh, like the Sopranos. Like,
Yeah.
no, we're further south. And
Uh-huh.
it's like- so like Jersey Shore, like, nah, we
Can
didn't
you
really,
say,
don't
can
really have
you
many
say
Guidos
water?
either.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, just
In between.
say water for me real quick.
water.
He does
Okay.
it normally.
I had to, no, I had
Say
to
it
like
the right
correct
way.
myself.
Say it your way.
Say it your way.
Water.
Yeah.
Water. Give me a
Water.
glass of water.
Give me some
Water.
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 Yeah. Yeah. So
Favorite.
I just thought that's how you said it for many years. And now, and like, I laugh because now I'm on camera a lot. with
Yeah.
You
podcasts
can't.
and
You
stuff.
have to, especially
Yeah.
in your line of work, you have to be on.
I'm
Yeah.
so scared to have like a Philly accent
Mm.
that I
Really?
come off. Sometimes I could
But
come
that's
off like
fun.
Midwestern.
But I love that.
Yeah, me too.
It's so disgusting. To
I know,
hear.
bro,
Like
you're
that.
fucking
hard,
up.
though.
Keep
I know.
the
I feel you on that. I feel you on that because that's what I deal with the same thing. Everybody's like, "Where are you from?" I'm like, I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do have a twang, though.
I totally have a twang.
Oh my God.
I do totally
Yeah.
have
And
a
then,
twang.
you know, your brother, Brandon, my husband, like when he's around his guy friends, all of a sudden I'm
He'll get
hearing
one.
a twang plus a little hood, like because I
Mhm.
guess St. Louis is kind of dangerous.
Yeah. right.
So his friend came to town and
That's
all of
going
a
to be
sudden
a reel
I'm hearing
right
like
there. That's a clip.
him get up for the first time a little bit. I was like, It's kind of hot.
I know.
I don't
it's
know.
swaggy.
I don't know.
It is
Don't
very
get rid of
swaggy.
your accent. Bring that shit back. Go back to Philly.
You guys should hear me when I'm in Tennessee.
I've done a lot of work to snuff that Philly accent.
You can't
out.
because you do. You work with pretty big companies, right? I mean, you got some really big
a lot
clients.
Of Fortune 500s.
Yeah, you can't.
Nice.
And that's
You have to be presentable.
you have to, and language and how you present yourself and the
True.
way you say things is so
True.
important, and that would be really tough. And people don't talk about it.
Yeah,
That's like a whole
it's not
thing in
even
itself.
At least Boston, it has like a little charm to
Yeah.
it. With
Well, in
ours, like the
Boston,
Philly accent
yeah.
does not have a charm. It's just disgusting.
Oh my God, I
It's
died.
so bad.
That's so funny.
He's like, I'm hating my own voice. I hate my voice now. Like,
I hate my voice.
Well,
it's annoying.
Yeah, I like.
You
I
speak
go to
very
great lengths,
eloquently now,
yes, to-
and you're very well spoken.
Yes.
You're very. I don't hear any of it. So
Yeah.
whatever work you put
Yes.
in, you did it.
Yeah. So
Yes,
what, are
it
you
is
getting
great
into
job.
like AI stuff at all, or
We do some AI.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? Like now that
'Cause I'm
everyone's
scared of it.
using AI.
I'm so scared of it.
I don't know. It's there's going to be jobs
Yeah.
in AI.
Yeah.
So we'll kill every job. It'll kill some jobs for
Mhm.
sure. But it's still far away.
Yeah. Okay.
There's a
it's
lot,
improving
right?
quickly.
Mhm.
Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. I mean, you see the videos from a year ago to today. It's a lot better.
Yeah.
But
That's
it's
changing
still not
quickly.
there.
Yeah.
The evolution of
It's
AI
a little
is
scary
is
though,
intense.
because now people like one of
Can
my
steal
friends.
your identity and stuff.
Well, and your full voice. They'll pick up
Yeah.
your voice and everything and the way you look. And, talk about blackmail. Like
Yeah.
they can create
Yeah.
videos and then that
Deepfakes
is
and-
not me.
Yeah.
But AI created that.
and running
Right.
around in the political world, and
Yeah.
I touch on a lot of this, is you've got a lot of First Amendment stuff going on right now with it,
Mhm.
because we have to
Right.
be very careful on the grounds that we play with when
I
we say you have
know.
to disclose that it's AI or how you talk about
Even
whatever
with real
people are
estate.
doing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you got to be really careful, and I think that's going to develop and that's going to evolve as well. And what that's going to look like is the part when I said I was scared. I'm scared of that because
Mhm.
anytime you see anything innovative or changing, especially in the tech world, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
It feels very big to me. I said when I was very young and Facebook was only for college campuses, no one was on it. Remember we all had MySpace?
Yeah.
When Facebook came about, I was like, that's going to break the world.
Mhm.
Because when it started
Yeah.
to blow up, I was like, oh no. I already knew. And I was like very young at the time
Yeah.
that I'm like, social media can be very, very scary. Tech can be very scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's powerful.
You know what I use? I think it's great for a lot of people don't do this, but I just
Mhm.
put all my business numbers in and ask for
Mm.
insights. Just put like your
Oh.
numbers in the last few years.
So
and just
explain
pump it
that.
in.
Explain that better. Like I'm two and I don't do
Excel
anything.
sheets of whatever your business is.
Uh-huh.
Like
Yeah.
you can, for me, I do different clients, what my revenue was, boom, just for the last few years
Mhm.
and just run it through.
And what does it come back with?
It's like you hired a data analyst.
Oh my
No
God,
way.
I
on your
love.
team,
I
and
didn't
it's
even
like,
think of that.
Hey, what happened here? Like you might want to reach out to these guys. You were doing a lot of business in 2022 here. Like,
Wow.
oh, this is like on the cup. Like, what do it's not mind blowing insights,
Yeah.
but you're like,
Here I am,
damn,
mind blown.
Like, it's like,
I'm totally
that's pretty
I
cool.
Me too.
Yeah.
He's
Totally
so chill about it. Where
Yeah.
you're like,
Yeah,
so
we're like,
use
this is
it.
great.
Definitely start
Yeah.
using it for that right away.
yeah.
And, you'll get some insights that
Yeah.
you'll be like, damn,
I was using it for
reach out to
nursing
that.
school because
Yeah,
nursing
that's
school,
amazing.
I'm like having to read chapters and chapters, and I'm literally like highlighting
Summarize and-
all the and I'm like, put this in a summary and key main points, and it's like within seconds. I'm like, that just saved me like 10 hours of reading, you
Yeah.
know? So it really is helpful in that way.
And we hear a lot about that too.
Yeah.
People are afraid of like the universities and the colleges and like what will happen with,
Oh, cheating
are
is
our
huge.
doctors going to now be surgeons who have no idea what they're doing because they're,
Right.
Mhm.
able to do this? Is there something going on or being developed that of that would maybe stop or slow that?
No, I don't,
Who you should, that's a good idea.
I don't know what they're
patent that.
I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, I think the whole schooling system is,
Yeah, I homeschool. I
but
think
your
it's garbage.
kids are 11,
12 and 9 and
12 and
I
9?
will,
Is she
you couldn't
homeschools?
pay me. If you could say to me, I will
Yeah.
give you an undisclosed insane amount of money. You and your kin will never have to work again for the next several generations to put them back in school. And I would tell you, absolutely not.
Mm.
You couldn't buy me
Yeah.
to put my kids back in school
But I
ever.
mean, like, what's the point?
It's not.
Yeah.
They live such a better life. They're so happy all the time and they
Yeah.
understand things that they would never learn in those walls.
Right.
And they're getting it much earlier. I can manipulate it.
Mhm.
My 12-year-old codes all the time.
Which is
you go.
amazing.
And it's amazing to watch him because
Yeah.
he's so freaking fast at it.
yeah.
And then for a
Right.
long time, I was like, get off that PC. And now I'm like, get on that PC.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
but it's
man.
stuff that this generation is really I think their generation is gonna grow this a lot. I
Yeah.
actually want to get him.
Well,
What
I
do
mean,
we do?
it's
Yeah.
changed so drastically
I know.
back when kind of like when we came out of high school and college, and it was like, all right, what college you go to? What big company do you work for? And then you have to work your way up, and no one made any money till you were maybe late 20s where you started rising up in a company. And now we know in my building, there's, 21-year-old pulls up in his fresh Lambo.
Times have changed
and I
so
just
much
sit and cry while I watch him. I'm like, I didn't do what you did.
And you're like, how could you, we're going to learn from some teacher in high school making $50K? Like,
it's
what do they
really
know?
hard.
Like, they don't know that stuff.
No, they're so
that
limited.
could produce that type of income.
Yeah.
I know they don't know that.
No, they don't.
So why even bother?
It's so hard. It's evolved so much. And that's why a lot of people are so freaked out about dismantling the Department of Education. And they're so scared because of the unknowns. I'm scared of AI because of the unknowns. I'm not against it.
Right.
I want to know more about it. I think it's amazing. I think everything that has a good has a bad. Everything has a caveat. Like there's always, you can manipulate something to be good or bad in any shape, way or form that you want to. But if you educate on it and you learn it and you spend the time and commit to it, it can be really neat what comes out of this. But so much of what they learn now is just forced upon them because we need the grades, we need the, we need the test scores, we need this for the funding. If we erase that and we give that money back to the states, they can then start to hopefully change this up because his typing classes and his computer classes were garbage. And everything is online now, right? If you have a business and you're not marketing and strategizing to use it on doing something with tech, where are you in this world?
Yeah. It's a necessity for people.
So I want to kind of change this up a little bit.
Yeah, let's change it
up.
Good.
So I would love, because on your show, you're talking a lot about tech, but I want our audience to know more of you. So I would love to know, what is your personal life? Like, are you single, married? Do you have multiple
living
girlfriends?
with
tell me your
one,
life.
yes, multiple for the record, one, just one.
Okay, so you're old school, which is great. I love that. We need more men like that in this world.
Yes, we live together.
Okay. Here, how'd you guys meet?
We met off Instagram.
Nice.
Yes.
See, there is hope.
Tech.
You guys, there is hope in that.
Yeah, we met off Instagram. So I coach up young men as well. Not it's not even a business, it's just kind of something I do on the side.
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
You should.
But, they have to, men don't want, it just feels like effeminate to take photos when you're out. Sometimes, maybe, probably all the time. It's a little
100%
much,
get it.
but you're just you have to show you're doing stuff.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is good stuff.
I know.
You have to show that you have been places and you just
Not
need to show that.
Yeah. You're a real person.
It's kind of like Yelp, like women will look you up to see all right, well, that your Instagram is that kind of okay, what type of guys, what am I dealing with here?
Yeah.
Okay. He's normal. He's okay. He goes places. All right, cool. So that's how we met.
Did you go in her DM or she went in yours?
I did. And I was in the requests.
Okay.
And then
got lost.
I was in the requests.
Okay, this is great.
And then I sent one kind of, I don't want to say cease and desist, but one final hey, I'm taking one last shot at this.
Yeah.
And that went to the top. And then she said she kind of cleans out her requests every few weeks. And when I did that, it was right there. So
timing. It's all about timing, guys.
So then so then we started talking and, I was about a year into Miami. So, I had, had some fun.
Yeah, and, good. As you should.
You got it out of your system. Yeah. Everybody has to get South Florida out of their system.
Yes, you have to. You definitely have to get out of your system.
Remember how I said it's all about timing. Imagine if she met you when you first moved to Miami.
That's what we always talk about.
Yeah.
It would have been totally different.
Yeah.
So then we took a couple, we were trying to coordinate a meeting, and then this is late 2022 and my dad got super sick with COVID. We were finally going to meet. And then it was he's rushed to the hospital.
Oh, shit.
So I was like, all right, I'm canceling. So one tip on if you are legitimately canceling, just give as many details as possible. Yeah. And I figure I'm going to give a lot of details. She'll either think I'm, a serial killer or either that or his dad is legitimately sick.
Yeah.
Right.
So, that's smart. You did that.
Yeah. I didn't, if you just say family issues, you're okay, you blow it off.
Yeah.
Exactly. Meanwhile, you just don't, maybe you're not, you just don't want to give too many details.
Yeah.
So, so I was very, very detailed on exactly what was happening. And, so then we eventually met And
How was the first date? How'd that go?
Well, this is a hack, but so I'm a member at one hotel. So
Okay.
I was like, okay, let's just hang there for the day. So that
convenience too.
was kind of like a nice flex too. So,
I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All the big hotels you can join, they have memberships.
Yeah, like Faina, same thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that is a good flex though, because
It's a great
first
flex.
impressions are everything.
Right.
Use it
Because
for
then you're just like,
everything.
what do you do for a first date?
Yeah.
If you shoot
That's
too
great.
high, you kind of look desperate. Shoot too low, you look cheap.
It's tough here.
Well,
That's
what do you
true.
do here?
Yeah, it's
right?
Especially in Miami,
it's tough
any
here.
big city.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So there's kind of a weird middle ground of acceptable date spots that
Mhm.
doesn't seem like you're just like, all right, let's go to Poppy
Genius.
Steak and
Yeah.
get the
Literally
suitcase.
in the mind of a tech guy.
I
This is
can't
how
handle
detailed
it.
you
Right.
are. I love it. It's so smart though. It's brilliant.
Yeah, right. There's a middle ground.
There
that
is.
you're just
It's so true.
you never know because
Mhm.
like some of them would be turned if you're just like, some were like, let's just get coffee. And
Yeah.
And you're like,
That's so
boring.
boring.
Yeah, it's boring.
To me, I'm like,
Boring.
take me shooting. Let's go shoot guns.
Yeah.
Like I would love that.
I love that idea for a first date. I haven't thought about it
Yeah,
in 15 years, but I do love that idea
Right,
for a first
yeah.
date.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, hopefully you don't need
Yeah.
to.
So
Yeah.
did you feel that
Better say good.
chemistry right off the bat? Like,
Yeah.
I love
yeah,
that.
yeah, right off the bat. So yeah, then quickly we, she moved in quick
Mhm.
because I mean, just around here,
sure.
like
Yes.
she was in Kendall for
Oh, she was
for her
far.
job.
Yeah.
So it was far.
That's far.
Yeah.
And like, obviously it's more expensive to live down here, but it's
Absolutely.
not like free to live in Kendall. So I'm
No.
like,
No,
we're not
I mean,
gonna-
what doesn't make sense?
Yeah.
It just logically that I hear that a lot down here actually compared to
Yeah.
Midwestern stuff. And like a lot of people do move quickly here because it just makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
You
if
know?
it works, it works. And if it doesn't, you guys
yeah.
could
But
move
what
out.
am I going to get a roommate?
yeah,
Like,
it's
it
like we're
doesn't
gonna pay
make any
$8,000
sense.
for
So
like the
silly.
spot we're always at in
And we're
Brickell
going
and
to
then
both be
Kendall.
there by ourselves.
Yep.
Like, why
just gonna
not?
sit there.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
how long
so-
have you guys lived together?
Since August 2023.
So
Okay.
it's
So,
going
yeah,
well. That's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. So
work. Good
yeah,
decision.
going great. We both work from home, so
Oh, even better. Yeah.
but we don't
convenient.
piss each other off. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And that is sane and showing a lot too, because people that normally spend too much time together, they will know if this is going to work or not.
Yeah.
So if you
Right.
guys can spend 24 hours like that every single day and not give each other that kind of space, you guys are pretty solid.
Yeah.
You know,
we're rock
that's
solid.
great.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So I want to get her in here. We'll do maybe a couple.
We
virtual-
I would
have
love
to
to.
have her
I would
on the show.
absolutely love to.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I know me and Brandon are boyfriends of Instagram
Yeah.
for sure.
Boyfriends of I gotta get Brian an Instagram. I feel like Brian is just nowhere in the picture because he has no social media.
Yeah.
He hates social media. He doesn't want to like deal with anything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I get that. And I love that about him because it's so nice that I don't have to deal with
He's like
anything either.
mystery
Yeah.
man.
He's just, but I know, and it does something,
Yeah.
like it does.
He's
like,
on your
it's
page,
like a thing.
so
Like,
you
he's-
get to
yeah.
see him if you want to see him.
I got him
but-
on Facebook for work and he never uses it. Every once in a while he will. And then everybody's like, did you post that? I'm like, no, I don't have time to run his shit.
Yeah.
Like I don't have to do
Well,
all my own. Like,
I have a confession. I did stalk your page to see your lady, and she is
Oh, yeah.
she's hot.
Oh,
She's
yes.
gorgeous.
What does she
She's
do?
good.
What's her story?
Yeah.
What should
So
what,
she's in clinical research.
Amazing.
She goes to various sites, make sure that they're not giving
Yeah.
people lethal doses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is good.
I know. I
don't-
know.
Don't kill the patients.
which is like
Mhm.
crazy that we have to do that, but we do.
Yeah. So they're doing the trials. She kind of goes all around the country, does that.
Wow.
And then, she's doing, she's trying the influencing thing
Mhm.
on the side. So, in Miami, no one cares. Everyone's just
Yeah.
like, okay, whatever. But then when we go outside of here, people are just like,
Oh, yeah.
like, it's just me. Like we have to get the photo.
Yeah.
So people kind of like, but at the same time, it's like anyone that's rolling their eyes at us, like, well, A, you had to get a reservation. They invited us.
Exactly.
So she
I
could get the
know.
photos.
Yeah. Just haters.
Mhm.
That's
And B,
all.
like you're
There's
paying.
perks.
Ours was,
Yeah.
our meal was
big
free.
perks.
So
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
I don't
So I
even
really
pay
don't mind
attention to
it.
that shit
Yeah,
anymore.
no.
Ridiculous.
Like I really don't. Like, people, they'll judge, they'll talk shit, whatever. Like that doesn't even faze me anymore.
Yeah,
I'm so
right.
used to that because you're
Yeah.
right. It's just them hating. They don't know what your life is. They don't
It's
know who
jealousy.
you are.
It's all
Like,
rooted in jealousy. And it's going to exist no matter what you do. So you might as well do
Yeah.
what makes you happy and
Yeah.
like, get you free dinners.
yeah, yeah,
Exactly.
Like it gives you the best invites.
yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
you know what? Why not?
So I'm like, there is a there is a nice purpose to this.
For sure. And if
Yeah.
enough people are, if she's doing that well, like, like it, it's working.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you can't deny that because there are people that look at and watch and are viewing and are paying attention.
Yep.
So
Yeah. So she's kind of on the rise in that world. You know,
Good.
it's, you know,
I mean, she's
it's not
gorgeous.
easy,
She
right?
should be behind the
Yeah,
camera.
She's
I
absolutely
was like, I can't wait to get her on this show.
she's beautiful.
Yeah.
And she's so sweet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
She
has your whole
does.
family met her yet and all that?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love this.
Yeah. I kind of threw her into it.
Good. As you
That's
should.
the way you
That's
gotta
the
do
be-
it.
That's the best way to do it.
That's the best way to
It's a
do
good
it.
test. It's a good test.
Throw 'em
Yeah.
in. Yeah.
Well, so I was just like, so my family's involved, Lois Pope up there in Palm Beach.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she has this gala thing
Oh, cool.
for disabled veterans called the Lady in Red
Mhm.
Foundation.
Yeah, it's
So
great. That's a good one.
we've been together 2.5, 3 months.
Yeah.
And I was just like, hey, you want to go to this gala? She's like, yeah, of course. And then I was like, oh, yeah, we're staying at my parents and my
Oh,
sister
funny.
and
Oh,
brother-in-law
he
are
really
going to be
threw her
there.
in.
I just
Oh,
tossed her
shit.
into the deep end and she did great. So I was like,
Yeah,
all right,
that's
yeah, I guess,
awesome.
Well, you know, when I met, I think your mom, when me and Brandon, is when he got, hurt.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah, you didn't really have a choice.
his mom ended up meeting me because Brandon got jumped by 3 men, like for
Oh.
him
It's, like,
protecting me,
traumatic
and he
meeting.
lost his eye vision.
We knew nothing really about you yet.
Yeah.
Because you guys had just started dating.
Yeah, so I met
Oh my
his
God. This is in
mom.
LA?
Yeah, this was in LA.
It was bad.
Oh man, that's the
I gotta
story.
get over there.
But
There's a
that's-
podcast
That's
episode.
how I knew
we have one on.
I'm going to marry this man because he literally almost lost his eye vision,
Jeez.
getting jumped by 3 guys, at the Mondrian Hotel in LA,
Wow.
out of all places. But she stayed with us for 3 weeks. It was like, this is how I'm meeting her.
Wow.
That's how you met her.
But I think it's kind of good to do that because then you fill out the vibe of the family because that's so important.
Yeah.
It
Super
truly
important.
is.
Obviously, you guys get along.
And these,
Which is
I
anyway.
wear
Sister-in-laws.
if this is
This
gross,
so
but if it didn't
rare.
work out, I'd marry her. Like it's
I
one or the
know.
other.
Yeah, right, yeah.
I'm like, I love you, big
I
brother,
know,
but I'm
we're
keeping
so
her.
silly.
Like we'll have to work this out one way or the other,
Yeah.
guys. But that's what you want, right? You want a family that advocates for the marriage, for the relationship, for
Yeah.
we love her like she's our own.
Yeah.
I look at her like my blood sister.
Right.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. She's my family. She's is important. We took her in immediately, and
Save me.
that's like, and your family did it with us.
Yeah.
Your
Oh,
dad
they
and your
lo-
sister.
they
Her
love you
sister's like
guys.
my sister.
Yeah.
And I could see she doesn't live here. She's where's she?
Same or no, Michigan.
Michigan.
Yeah.
And when we hang out, there's no jealousy or hate.
No.
We just love each other. And I love that she can go to
I
her.
did
she
have
can go to
girlfriends
me,
that were jealous of this,
which is so silly.
Right.
And,
We like
and her
bonded
own
right away.
blood sister, who is her only sibling,
Yeah.
is not jealous at all.
No.
And like loves this,
Yeah.
So family's a big thing. That's awesome.
Yeah.
She did so well with yours.
So do you have anything like coming up, new projects, or what are you
I'm
getting
pushing
into
the
this year?
podcast, and
which is really good, you guys. If you haven't, we're going to link that.
Yeah. So if you have any interest in tech, I interview all levels, all types of people
Mhm.
that have mentorships, boot camps, stuff like that. If you're considering making the jump from any other career or just starting off, it'll give you all the information you basically need. So we do that. And then I have a coaching program where I take someone, they're getting stagnant in their career. Like those people I was talking about, 10 years making 120K.
Yeah.
Maybe 10 years ago it was okay.
Yeah.
But like you thought you'd be at 3-4 by now.
Yeah.
So I basically, the problem is people in career, they don't treat careers like their business,
Mm-hmm.
but it is your business.
Yeah.
You're not selling iPhones, you're selling your experience, your skills.
Yeah.
And so you sprinkle a little marketing, little networking, kind of like the lessons you learn just by being around people here.
Yeah.
And now you can take them to the next level, get to that level where you get stock options equity, because that's the game changer. That
Smart.
turns your bank account.
Yeah.
That's so awesome. And that to me is a coach. Like that's somebody I'm going to pay money for to hire.
I need to hire him because like back then, I like bought a couple stocks, this and that. And I'm just like letting it sit. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I literally just bought them and
I would love to know more about how to do that. We don't know how to invest.
Yeah.
I mean, and especially coming from an outside world where there's not that many people that do that stuff where I'm from.
Yeah.
It's just not that big of a thing. Here it's huge. And I feel like I wouldn't even know where to start.
Mhm.
Are we people that you could help? Or
No,
are they?
well, so I won't help you invest. What I help
Are
you
we
do
starting
is
a new business?
What I help people do is basically get the job that they'll pay them the salary, bonus, and the stock options and equity.
Yeah, that makes
so
more
like
sense.
you're
That's what I
not you're
thought.
actually investing. You're just collecting it while you're kind of living your life doing your job.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm
Ooh,
saying?
wow, that's even better.
Yeah, so that's such a game changer for people.
Mhm.
And that's where
Absolutely.
people like you look at these and people at Nvidia,
Yeah.
you know, the stock that went
Mhm.
crazy. I mean, some of these like developers made $20 million.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's just
So
insane.
like,
And then you see their yachts when you're down here and you're like, wow.
yeah, and like this guy he made
Oh,
$20 million.
that's what you did.
Like that's good on its own.
Yeah.
But he was done at 5 every day. Meanwhile,
Wow.
like, you know, people making a lot less in this
He's
town
like,
that we know are like,
Mhm.
they're working all night,
Hustling.
weekends.
Yeah. I like
Yeah.
making money when I sleep. Like to me, that's
That's it.
That
That's when you know
feels
you made
amazing.
it. That's when you know you made it. When you can.
yeah.
When you
I
have
mean,
the
I
skill
make
set
money
to
when
do
I
it.
sleep, but I haven't made it. I don't own a yacht
I feel
yet.
like,
So
well,
give
you
me a
know,
couple
we're
years.
not really yacht
Yeah.
girls like that.
Yeah.
We wouldn't do so good taking care of them. I feel like.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
we could
it's
drink
better to
on
rent them.
It's
Rent
better
them
to
for the
rent
day
them.
and then let them
I
deal
actually
with
agree
it.
with you on that
Like-
because
I want to see Melissa
yachts
Reese.
are so expensive for the upkeep and like
Oh, for
to
sure.
keep them
Yeah.
clean.
But also,
or-
just can you park one?
yeah.
Can you
Right.
imagine
I
little
can't.
tiny
Or just
nose?
like,
That just
it's like, all right,
I fall on them. You should see my legs. I have bruises everywhere
God.
from being on
but
one.
it's like you buy the yacht, it's like, all right, now I have to hire these people.
Yep.
Yeah, there's no way I'm.
The maintenance. And then you're
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, fine, I got it. And then
yeah.
you go to fill up the gas tank and it's 5K.
Exactly.
And you're like,
every time. You're like,
I didn't
oh my
think about
God.
that.
Or if something breaks, if something breaks,
Yeah.
it's like buying a Ferrari. Like if your
Right.
tire, goes out, it's not like $300. It's like $2,000.
It's
Yeah.
so funny.
And then like you're paying another rent for
Yeah.
that dock slip.
Yep.
Yep.
Dock slip.
So
It's
like
a
there's
whole
so many
nother
things you're not
line.
thinking
I know.
about.
It's so a whole nother.
Versus
Everybody.
like,
Yeah.
oh, $2,000 for the day. Great.
Bye.
Let's
Yeah.
go. Be done with it.
100%.
Yep.
People ask that question all the time to me because they're like, "Oh, up there, like everybody." I'm like, "No, you'd be surprised at how many rich people rent. They just rent the boats for the day.
It's
like so.
smart.
It
To me,
is.
that's
It's
way
so smart.
smarter.
That's funny.
Well, there's like a level where it's like, oh, we own all these properties, and then
Yeah.
like the super, like Elon doesn't own any. He's like, why would I just
Why would I
rent
do that?
anything I want
Yeah.
and move on?
Yeah.
Yep.
Like,
Not have
So-
to have a
I love
headache of it.
Elon.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
yeah,
Smart guy.
there's such a good little team, and so many people are so angry about this.
So you
I
know
don't
he's
know
doing it
what.
right.
Yeah,
Like I don't
no,
know
he's
what
doing it
side you're
right.
on,
I
but
had to like, parked out there. I had
Yeah.
to like the Tesla has the Sentry mode where the cameras
You have a
are
Tesla?
on. Yeah, so I'm like,
Oh.
all
How
right,
are you
now-
doing?
it didn't burn down
How are you
yet.
doing with the Tesla?
Well, we're gonna see
find
it.
out.
I have. Usually, I didn't really turn on it's called Sentry mode where just the
Uh-huh.
cameras are on at all times.
Yes, he
'Cause
does.
I'm like-
yes, he did.
Like now I did.
He always
Now
does.
I'm doing
okay,
it.
no, okay. I was like, wait, don't tell you.
Because you see the guy like
It's ridiculous.
People are keying the car.
Yeah.
It's absolutely disgusting. And this was the whole thing was they just loved electric cars until it was Elon was then going to
Yeah.
be
Right.
conservative. And now we're against them. Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, I think it's kind of fucked up too, because imagine the people that have they aren't wealthy and they literally worked their asses
know.
off and
I
they
know.
worked so hard to even just buy their first Tesla, and then people are just destroying them because they're fucking angry at a political
Right.
view.
so stupid.
Like that's fucked up. You don't even know how you're affecting that person's
And
life
they
when
could
you're
be-
fucking up
Yeah.
their
they
car.
could be a Democrat, could be liberal.
Yeah,
But you're-
Right.
You know, a
That's
lot of
true.
liberals have
That's
Teslas.
true.
Yeah.
You know what? The advocates for JD Vance walking into office in 2028 are themselves, the Democratic Party, because they're doing this stuff.
Yeah.
And people like you that work so hard and with so many business owners, you know what it's
Yeah.
like to get to the level of
Right.
where you can do these things and you got to worry about shit like that.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
It
So
truly is.
It's
We should be pretty safe in this town.
Yeah.
I think so.
Other places.
Well, which
Well,
is funny
that's
is because like you can carry here, you can buy guns,
A
all
lot
that
of people
stuff.
do. Most people do.
But I feel safer here than in LA. And now I'm like, I have my gun and I don't even use it or feel like I need it.
Right.
I'm like, because it is actually super safe here. So
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
We're
I love
lucky,
that.
especially with the
Yeah.
amount of people we have here. The
Yeah.
population density is it's getting crazier and crazier. I feel
Yep.
like we're getting people pouring in all the time
Yeah.
now. And it's still relatively safe. You've
Yeah.
got law enforcement that's able to do their jobs and a good
Mhm.
governor. And,
Yeah.
you know, I think things are good at Florida, but it's neat to hear kind of your perspective on that too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because
That's
of
why I
the
didn't
world
have
you're
Philly,
in.
because that's
Yeah.
why I left Philly, because
Mhm.
it was just like, I was there for the George Floyd.
Oh, you were there during that time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like that, there was a Rite Aid in the building I was living in. They just,
Oh
I'll
shit.
just burn that. I'm like,
Isn't that
"What
crazy?
does
It's a
Rite Aid
nightmare.
do?" So
Yeah.
I was looking to leave. And then, actually for the election, I was still in Philly. And I was like, I just booked a Mexico trip that week.
Mm.
Like I voted, you were doing the mail in then.
Sure.
And then I
Yeah.
just got the hell out
Yeah.
because I thought Trump was going to win in 2020. I was like,
We all
they're going to
did.
burn this
Yeah.
shit. Well, maybe he did.
How
no, you
crazy. No, oh God, we say everything. It doesn't say
Well, no, but YouTube may not.
Well,
That's,
Our first episode,
guy, he knows.
our first episode, she came with a cunt button.
I did.
So you
Where
pressed
did that go?
You have it.
We gotta
I
find the
saw
cunt
that.
button.
Yeah,
she had a cunt button. And we only
Hey,
used
next
it
episode,
once.
we're bringing the cunt button back.
It's just not right. That was my favorite button. Like,
What the hell did we do with
you
the cunt
definitely need to
button?
bring
We
that
gotta find the
back.
cunt
So if
button.
you weren't I love to do this and ask people like random stuff like this. But if you were not in tech, what would you be doing if you were in tech?
Yeah, it's a good question.
Real estate.
You know?
Yes,
Just
there's
kidding.
not enough. We need one more real estate
God,
agent in
please,
this town.
I
please,
know.
everyone stop it. It's not a good market. It sucks ass. And there's so many that are just terrible. Don't say
It might
that
collapse too.
one.
You know, we're seeing like, I don't know.
Drink.
I know, poor thing.
Fine.
We're
We're
sorry,
gonna-
Ash.
We're in a
sorry.
season. We're in a season.
Yes.
We're having a season.
So what would I do?
Yeah.
I think one of the biggest problems with what I do is I'm dependent a lot on HR and management at big companies. And, you know, we talk about how it's so great. The jobs are done at 5.
Yeah.
Well, like my answers are done at 5. If I'm trying to get someone hired for a company, then boom, 5 o'clock, like
They're gone.
Nothing, you know?
Yeah.
So you're just like, oh, geez. So it kind of sucks because now I'm 9 to 5. I have to really be focused.
Yeah.
Where it's like, technically I can do whatever I want, but now I'm missing stuff.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I would say, definitely a job where you could make money at all hours.
Yeah.
Because that is
What a neat
hindrance,
perspective
you know?
that I've never thought about. Cause that's me. I'm on 24/7.
Yeah.
Some of my people call me. I mean, I work with a lot of cops and they're working overnights and they're calling me at 3 a.m. with questions because they're just on shift,
Yeah.
you know? So for me, it's the opposite. I'm like, I just want to turn my phone off at 5 and I want everyone to go home. But for you, that would be really frustrating.
Yeah. You're just like, oh, okay. They want
Now I can't figure this answer out until and what about Fridays? And then you're waiting until like Monday, right?
Yeah.
Ooh,
and
yeah,
then
that would
they're
be tough.
backed up on Monday. So I'm waiting for answers.
Oh, wow.
So it's,
that's terrible.
Do you drink a lot?
Yes. In Philly, I did a lot. And then when I came here, it went down a lot.
Isn't that
It's
funny?
weird. Same.
Me too.
Same.
Because you get really busy here.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
and you just got to be on. If you're going to compete with people that are down here, some of these mines are pretty
you gotta
stellar.
look good too.
You got to look good. You got to feel good. You got to be
I
on it.
know.
You got to learn to talk. I started reading when I moved down here, and now I read a book a week. A book every 3 days now.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm reading
Babe,
2 to
that's
3 books a
amazing.
week. Well, I'm like, I have to sharpen.
Yeah.
Because
That's 100%.
you have to here. If you come down here and you sit still, you're going to fail. It's too hard, and there are too many brilliant people here.
Mhm.
And I feel like
agree.
that's something that, you know, I've never thought about that though. If people go home, I would,
I know.
you know,
And
you're
so
kind
I
of
was
like,
resistant to, just like crushing books like crazy. And then eventually it just like, you're like, okay, everyone's doing this.
Yeah.
You
There's
just
something
have
to
to
it.
dive into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now it's such a game changer.
it's a game
It's like
changer.
you build up your business, you build up your finances, you build up your body.
Yeah.
Why would you not build up your mindset?
Yep.
And the best way to do it is just books. And it's
Books.
like, it's such valuable real estate. What is going in there?
Yeah.
And you just have to be very cautious of that.
Mhm.
And like before I listen to a lot of even political podcasts or like a Joe Rogan. Like I do a lot less of that. You have to be because it's
Yes,
still
it can.
entertainment.
Yeah.
Even the political podcast, you
I
think you're
know.
like being intellectual. It's really just entertainment.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you're not actually gaining anything. You're
Yeah.
you're gaining political talking points for an
Mhm.
argument you
Just
may
other
never
opinions.
have.
You may never
Yeah.
have.
Like,
That's right.
and even if you own someone that knows less than you, what did you
learn?
actually
What
gain?
is the real
Right?
thing?
Well, what I like about that too is it just makes you as an individual even more interesting when you talk to people. Cause you know how
Mhm.
half the time, especially our generation now, everyone's on their phones. No one's
Everyone's
like
on their
actually knowing how
Mhm.
to have old school conversations with people.
Yeah.
Well, when you guys are reading books like that, I mean, your mind, you'll have so much more to talk about,
Yeah.
you know?
And it makes you think differently because the books that you're going to be drawn to are books and it's going to be material that your mind enjoys because it's always, I feel like every book I start is kind of slow. And then you get to the middle or even sometimes towards the end and you're like, this is good. This is really good. But I interpret it totally different than you would interpret it.
Yeah.
And it makes you, it stimulates you to start thinking of other solutions, things, ideas. And in this type of world where you need to be like on it and you need, it sharpens you.
Yeah.
I also feel like there's like medical things that say like it helps with Alzheimer's, it helps with memory loss.
You have to exercise your brain. It's huge.
It's working out your brain. And I think, it's like,
that's why I started doing lion's mane. Like I started drinking like the mushroom coffees and the mushroom hot chocolate at night.
Yeah.
I swear to God, it has changed me. So I feel way more focused, clear. Especially now that I'm in nursing school, it's like I need to turn it on because I was like,
that's hard.
Have you tried methylene blue?
What's that?
Is it?
It's this supplement everyone's like, I've tried it.
Wait, say it again.
Methylene blue.
Methylene.
Where do we get it?
Online. I just get it off Amazon.
Okay.
It's supposed to.
Orders now.
It's supposed to increase your focus and mindset, like really sharp.
Do you like it?
I think it's
doing a little something.
You never know.
Something.
It could be placebo.
Maybe.
I think it's helping.
Whatever.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but I mean, I'm reading more books with it, so
it's on.
It's on.
It'll do it.
Yeah, that's.
But I think that is, and like when I talk to young men, I'm just like, they're like, hey, like I want to be successful, like young kids in their 20s and stuff. I'm just like, dude, you got to just read these 10, and then come back to me, and they're like, wow.
Oh, I like.
All right,
that.
so before we wrap up, what are your top? Let's call it top 3.
So right now I'm reading The Mountain Is You.
Okay.
That's a good one. You should check that out. It's about like limiting beliefs. It's like, what's stopping you is yourself. And it kind of unwinds that. It's like, this is how you're kind of preventing yourself from getting to where you want to go.
Yeah.
Negative thoughts and how to snuff those out.
Nice.
So that's really good. Buy Back Your Time, Dan Martell.
I heard of that one.
Really good. And like for something like this, you guys should read that because what I use, it's all about using a VA correctly. So we were talking about alcohol sponsors.
Yep.
Well, like it doesn't make sense for you guys to be like pulling the leads and email, but that's a VA.
Yeah.
And a VA could just be crushing lists of alcohol affiliate sponsors. And then suddenly now you guys are having conversations to get a brand deal,
stuff I never would have thought about.
I know.
Yeah. That's really good.
And then your third,
I mean, there's the classics that everyone loves, Think and Grow Rich.
I love that book. I read that book a lot.
I feel like that was I feel like that book is what got everyone to start reading more books. You're right. The self-help and motivation.
Very, very good books.
That has to be like the Godfather book.
It's very good. The first one that everyone dives into. There's one, Atomic Habits. I didn't love it. It's one of those kind of make incremental changes and over time, but there's one quote in that is probably like the most profound, like it made the whole book worth it for me. And it says, you don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's so good.
That is really good.
And then you're like, oh man.
You're like, damn.
I know. Like you even saying that, I'm like, darn it.
I'm like, damn, I got to upgrade the systems, right?
Man, so, I got to look at those again.
Because you think about it, it's like, Jeff Bezos has 100 billion to whatever it is, right? So it's like, is he, 10,000 times smarter than us? No, his IQ is probably relatively close to ours, but his systems are probably even 100,000 times better than ours.
Yeah.
And that's why he has so much money.
Yeah.
So you start thinking like that, you're like, okay, I got to upgrade the systems.
Yeah. And those are tedious to do. And it's the work nobody wants to do.
That's, but then you go to buy back your time and then you're like, okay,
now I get it.
It basically, he gives an equation on like, okay, here's how much I make. Here's the buyback rate of any task that could be offshored.
Nice.
And he's like, all right, well, if the VA is this much money, you make this much. Yes. Like
makes sense.
Pay them to do that task and just 40 hours a week. They're doing that. And now you've just, your productivity is like,
it's such a good way to think like that. And that's why you read books.
I know.
Yeah.
You don't think of this stuff on yourself, on your own, and even if you do, you don't know how to do it. And then furthermore, you can read into how to do it. And then that presents an opportunity to find another great read, so that I'm glad we got your top 3 because I think you guys will all read those. And
Chris, where can my viewers find you?
They're going to want to follow you. You're going to get
Instagram, Chris_Delos Staffing. That's like my main page, mostly a personal page. And then I have the Tech Jobber podcast, YouTube, Spotify, all that good stuff. Talking to the best people in tech and giving the best tips, launch your tech career. And then pretty soon I'm going to be starting the coaching offer, and I'm going to get people 30-40% raises.
And that's going to fill fast. That's going to fill fast. I feel like with you, that's going to
start.
Yeah, that's going to fill like immediately. So if you guys, we're going to link his handles
on that.
We'll make sure that you know where to find him.
Exactly.
And yeah, this was great. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. This is great. This is all right.
Let's
cheers.
do one last.
Yeah, we're going to cheers, you guys.
One last cheers.
If you're not following Talking Teenies yet, please click the follow, like, all the things, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.